All candidates are joining us tonight. We have the three incumbents, Councillor Grant Tillett, Daniel Maloney and Amy Johnson, plus our five, how would you describe them? Challengers? We've got Jay Morrison, David Harris, Peter Eddy, Bryn Hills and Ellen Burns. Just a quick rundown of how tonight's going to play. We'll do 2-minute speeches from each candidate as drawn on the ballot, followed by questions that we've gathered from our audience, and we have a good range of questions. And then we'll do a 1-minute sum up at the end for each candidate, again based on the ballot. Next up, one of the incumbents, Councillor Daniel Maloney.
G'day everyone, my name's Daniel Maloney, as Alistair just said, and it's been an incredible 4 years to have been, well, not a newbie anymore, I suppose, on council. So like Grant, joined the council fresh in 2016. It's been an incredible learning curve and experience, and pretty keen to get back and hit the ground running, because I think that's really what we do need now, especially as we start to try to recover from the COVID world and we start to progressively see things start to open. I think we need a good mix of experience as well as new talent. Quickly, by way of my own background, I've worked in the communications space as a journalist and in marketing and communications for about 23 years now. What else can I tell you? I have my own business, which has been going for several years, and do a lot of work in Melbourne for that reason. And I'm a dad with two sons, one who I'm missing terribly in Melbourne lockdown and another one who's in year 9. And yeah, it's an incredible opportunity, I suppose, at the moment to be running right now. And I'm pretty excited about the election period, because this is when we actually really do get to start talking about our vision. I'm also pretty keen to see us relaunch a lot of our events too. I'm really proud of the events calendar that Ballarat's built up over the years. And it's a pity to see that it's been particularly hard hit in 2020, but I'm sure that throughout 2021, we can start to see things start to reinvigorate. I'm not sure if I'm getting close to my 2 minutes or not, but I think that's it.
I know you've still got another 30 seconds if you want to keep going.
Here we go. Well, and also just on the COVID recovery, at least anyway, I think it's important that we invest heavily to keep up with growth, particularly in the transport space. This is something that I've worked in for a long time throughout my life as a former person at V-Line and John Holland, the construction company. So basically building transport infrastructure to make sure that we keep up with growth, I think, will be particularly important.
Bang on. Perfect. Thank you, Daniel. Daniel Maloney, did you want to take a dig at that one? Or?
Oh, look, others probably can't see off screen, but I think Grant and I are both saying to David, yes, we definitely want another school out there. Because, I forgot who raised the question from Lucas, but absolutely we do need another secondary school, because, look, I'm an ex-Ballarat High kid myself. I coach rowing for the school. My son's in year 9 there at Ballarat High. And even as Bryn said, the place is packed to the rafters. There's about 1,500 kids there. It's basically a town in its own right. So we do need to get another school, particularly out to the west. I think that might not be what people in Miners Rest want to hear necessarily, but all the growth largely is to the west, although there will be some in the future out to the north. So somewhere in that sort of region is definitely needed.
Thank you, Councillor Maloney. Councillor Maloney, just quickly on the pay by the month, but also, like, is it a bit of a hollow gesture giving a small rate cut this year for 20 million cost in the future without, when you could have had, say, a financial hardship plan? I know Golden Plains has set aside a significant amount of money to help those who need it, rather than giving everyone a small cut. What's your take on either of those things?
The monthly option makes a huge amount of sense. Look, the rate payers that people always forget are renters. Now, renters still pay rates. They just do it on a fortnightly or a monthly basis as they're paying their rent. And I guess when it's spread out over the space of multiple payments throughout a year and a lot of payments, it becomes a lot easier to wear that financial burden. 25% of people who live in Ballarat rent. That's what the ABS tells us. And these people pay rates like everyone else. So spreading it out, I think, makes complete sense to anyone who has a mortgage or anyone who invests in our city. That's really crucial, and that bit I agree with. But I also do agree sort of with Grant as well too, in the sense that the whole rate system is fundamentally inequitable, and the very fact that particularly big parts of central Ballarat are seeing ridiculous rate increases of 17-18% thereabouts, because their property prices are increasing at a higher and faster rate. other parts of the municipality, without even probably realising it, actually see slight decreases to get that overall 2.5% increase that Amy's mentioned. It's a really inequitable system. Unfortunately, it's the best we've got. We don't have anything else to work with legally. So let's find ways of making it easier to pay that, is what I say.
Thank you, Councillor. Who'd like to go next on this one?
Yeah.
Councillor Maloney? Oh, sorry, Maloney, your hand went up.
Okay, yeah, look, fundamentally, I think what Amy and Peter have both said is accurate. There's a much bigger picture we've got to look at. I mean, but crikey, 15 grand's a lot of cash. And even though back when I was rowing a lot and my son was rowing, I spent a lot of money at Eureka Osteo. They do a great job there, by the way. Now, I think that one of the things that we've got to be really conscious of here is that rates, as I said before, are really inequitable in the first place. Council makes it even more inequitable at times the way we distribute the cash. So, for instance, there are some businesses we support to the hilt, and that's especially in the tourism space. There are others we don't seem to give two hoots about, such as in manufacturing and other areas. That's got to change. So there can be a more equitable distribution to support businesses, in my view.
Thank you very much. Daniel Maloney, you're next up to summarise, please.
Yeah, thanks for tonight's forum. And look, I think we've all talked a lot about post-COVID recovery, but one of the elements that I think we tend to forget a bit about is the heart and soul of the city, which is our arts and our entertainment community, which does feed a lot into what makes the place great to live. So, I want to see, as part of that recovery, us actually investing a bit more into the arts. I've been part of Her Majesty's Theatre for many years now, and I'll see what that does through things such as South Street to actually bring some vibrancy to a place like Ballarat. So just a finishing note on saying let's not forget the arts as part of this.
Thank you, Daniel. And I know you've been a big, strong supporter of Her Maj and all that goes on there. If anyone was tuning in for fireworks, I'm sorry we didn't deliver, but, I kind of feel like the voters in Northwood are spoiled for choice in some ways. Thank you very much for everyone who's played along at home, for your comments on social media and for watching. We've got 2 more of these, Central Ward tomorrow night and South Ward on Thursday. So if you are a local government junkie, like the people who get in the chamber every second or third week, then yeah, there's more of that for you. I'd also like to thank my colleagues, Matt Walland and Ruby Staley, who have been Matt's been running the digital back end for us, and Ruby's been monitoring the comments on social media, which have been wonderfully positive because, the Ballarat Times audience is wonderfully positive. Thank you, everyone, and have a great night.